Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, your girl, the one and only Tiffany E, aka Sexline TV2, and I am here to give you guys all of the tea when it comes to wrestling and maybe a little bit of odds and ends in between there. So why don't you go ahead, go get your snacks, go get your juice, go get you a good drink, a good glass of wine if you can drink it. If you're underage, don't be drinking, okay? Go on and get you some juice or something and sit back and listen as we kiki and holler about wrestling. Because over here, you get a plethora of things when it comes to my show, okay? You get wrestling commentary.
No benefit of the doubt. Dr. Phil say don't do that. Dr. Phil say when somebody show you who they are, and so did Maya Angelou, believe them. Them two hoes is snakes. They been snakes, and them hoes was like that when you got there, and they like that now, so fuck them both. And they did the right thing by letting them headline WrestleMania. They most definitely deserve to headline WrestleMania. And that is how you close a mania.
What else will you get? You'll also get a weekly recap of every single show that WWE has to offer. Monday Night Raw after show, NXT after show, and of course a Friday Night SmackDown after show. You'll also get a recap of all the Big 5 PLEs. I even do the Saudi shows for you. And then, if it's good and worth the time, I may even throw a little AEW in there. But of course, I will do my best to make sure I recap as many PLEs as possible. If I don't have it, then I'll throw it to one of my friends who do know it. We also cover pop culture, and we have really good time over here with lifestyle and just giving advice. So, if you're ready, it's showtime. And that is on the ancestors, baby.
I got 1 hour to get this up and done, so I'm not going to hold you because not a lot happened on Monday Night Raw, but it was enough to set us up going into Money in the Bank for certain matches, okay? So let's start off with this one. All right, so Cody and Dominic kicked off the show. He was supposed to address Cody, but the crowd really wouldn't let him. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad that they didn't because I didn't want to hear him talking shit, and I just don't want to hear how Cody Rhodes is a bad father and all this other bullshit. We don't care, okay? What I'm tired of is watching Dominic Mysterio win match after match and not suffer no consequences for it. Like, hell, even Triple H got his ass whooped every now and then. I ain't seen Dom get a good ass whooping in over 2 months. But you know what? That is okay because I'm just not going to pay attention to his shit no more. So, to keep myself from having a full-on meltdown, I'm just not going to care. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do with this this long, daddy leg looking motherfucker. They can do what they want. But I'm out. I'm out. I'm not going to be watching, and I just don't have the time. I'll tell y'all what he said. And damn, they had him upside down. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Damn.
Yeah.
She killed him.
She said the black shit was on there to do it.
Oh, Lord. Have mercy. Anyway, child. So, top commenters of the day goes to Pierre, Rico, and Icy Brazy. So, shout out to y'all for being top commenters of the day. Let's move on. Basically, what happened is Dominic punked out in the ring when Cody cut him off before he could start talking because him and bum-ass Rhea Ripley both got booed out the rafters as they fucking should have. Now, what happened was Cody came out there and was just like, if you're going to be all this big and bad and talk all this shit, then you pick my opponent for the night and you wrestle somebody for the night. And I got you. Now, at first, the thing was we can have this shit out right here, right now. Okay? Dominic didn't want to have that. Him and his little bitch that like to come on the face decided to leave. And he got called out and was basically like, you could pick my opponent for the night and you could pick your own. I don't give a damn. But let's prove that you are a man like you claim, or is it that you are just mommy's little boy? Now, I would have called him mommy's little bitch, but he was trying to be nice because he's a face, okay? And had that have been me, I'd have been like, is you a man or a bitch? I'm gonna lean more towards the bitch. That's where we're going. But, you know, me and Cody, two different people. Anywhoosies. So the game was set and the match was on, okay? Dominic picked his opponent, which happened to be Akira Tozawa. And then he picked Cody's opponent, which happened to be Damian Priest. Okay. Great. Comments. My day was fine. Thank you for asking. Okay. Hello. Hello, Kayla, Aaliyah, Nika, Sasha. Hello, how are you doing? Rico said, why do I always feel so childish when I write the word snicker? Because you special, babe. Not as in the chocolate bar, but like the laugh. Because you special needs. I don't know. I feel the same when I write giggle. Not special. Anyways, let's move on. I'm gonna do this out of order because I can't exactly remember everything that happened. But let's go to Seth freaking Rollins and his situation, okay? Seth came out there and was talking his cool shit. You know what I'm saying? And he basically was just like, listen, I called him out. I asked for this version of Seth Rollins, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And basically, you know, Seth ass was like, it don't matter what version of yourself that you bring, bro. It'll never be good enough to be me in my current state, past, present, or future. Okay? Now, he called out Finn from the beginning, but Finn didn't come out there. Finn didn't come out. Finn decided he was going to stay in the back and keep hiding because he liked to attack from behind. Now, Seth came out there in his very much tracksuit best. Okay, he came out there dressed for the nines. All right. And he was ready to roll. He talked his shit, popped his cool shit, and then he got attacked from behind by Finn Balor. Now, of course, he acknowledged Carmelo Hayes, who was there in the audience. And at first, I didn't understand why he was there. And then I said, oh, I think I do know why he's there now. So he acknowledged the fact that Carmelo Hayes helped him out last week on NXT when Finn Balor was attacking him. And of course, he acknowledged that he is not 100%. He's not going to be 100% by Saturday. And he made that very clear. Now, Carmelo and everybody was listening. Seth cut his promo. And as the promo started to end and it was over, Seth was holding up his belt. And that's when Finn came in there, child. Finn came in there attacking, trying to hurt Seth Rollins, and threw his stomach into the corner of the announce table. He beat the brakes off of his ass again for the third fucking time. He been getting his ass whooped for 2 weeks straight. After a while, you just get tired of getting your ass whooped. Okay, after a while, you have to ask yourself, how many times am I gonna let this motherfucker keep whooping my ass? Now, he caught him at first, okay? It was an even kill, but of course, Seth has a target, them injured ribs. So Finn been taking him out by the ribs every chance he get. He grabbed the chair. He couldn't quite get the chair off the first time. Seth was able to fight him off. They got towards the barricade, which where you see where Carmelo grabs the chair from him, and Finn ain't too happy about that. So Seth came over there, knocked him over the barricade, and then they both Finn ran his ass up out of there with them cheap ass knockoff Nikes he be wearing. And then Seth was sitting there in the camera basically wincing because he was definitely in pain, honey. Okay, definitely in pain. Now, because of all of that, because of all of this battle, and because of everything that happened with Mr. Carmelo here in the back. And did y'all know that the dude from Young Rock was there? I was looking at his face. Shout out to Kenny. Because Kenny told me who this man was. I said, I know this nigga from somewhere. And it's because he was the Rock's daddy on Young Rock. And that's where I knew him from. I said, I know this motherfucker from somewhere. I know this nigga from somewhere. Anyways, child. This match ended up being set because of all that altercation and all that fire and rah-rah going on. Okay, they had this match going on. Now for the rest of the night, Seth freaking Rollins was nowhere to be found, baby. We didn't see him. We didn't hear from him. He was gone. He sang his song, got his ass whooped, and then he just left. Okay, he was like, "All right, time to roll, time to roll, Cole." He was ready to go. Okay, he didn't stick around long. He did not stick around long. Now, the little cute part of Monday Night Raw was the summit. Okay, let me see if I got the render for the summit. I had the render for the summit, and now I ain't got it. It's disrespectful. Let me see. Yeah, I had the render for the summit, and they didn't even let me pull it up, child. It's just rude. Okay, let me go ahead and get that in there so we can look professional. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're moving on to the important shit, not the every shit. Okay, important shit, not all the shit. Okay. All right, great, great. Hey, Hiram. Hello, y'all. All right, so the girls was out here having their conversations in the ring. And Zelina Vega served both Trish, Zoe, and Bailey and Io Sky. She served all them hoes. She served all them hoes. I was like, ooh, sis was standing in the ring. She was like, you right, Bailey. You the only one that's been in Money in the Bank. You are right about that. But she was like, she tore Bailey's ass up. She was like, I'm really sick of damage control and all that BS. I'm very much tired, honey. She was like, we got Zoe here, the groupie. And then we got the Tuperos over here. She was like, it's okay. Y'all some lap dogs. It's all right, honey. And then she was like, then we got Trish, the legend, the myth. The death becomes her bitch. Yeah, we got her. And she was like, you ain't never been in a ladder match at all. You ain't never even seen a ladder match. You've never competed in one. Cute. But she said, then you got me, Miss Money in the Bank. I am going to be her. I'm getting that briefcase, whether you love it or you hate it. Now, Bailey kicked off and was talking all her shit. Bailey was up there talking about how none of the girls been in the ladder match but her. She gonna be the one to get the briefcase and win so they can go home. Then when she saw how Io was copping off them eyes at her, she was like, oh, I mean, Io, she probably gonna win too. I'm like, girl, no, it's only one winner. Only one of you can grab the briefcase, honey. There can only be one Highlander. Okay? And I don't think EO's okay with you popping that cool shit like that. She not okay with that. EO taught her shit in Japanese and was like, bitch, you're not winning, I am. Okay? Back the fuck up. Anyways, then Zoe was like, okay, everybody calm down on the playground. We was like, girl, who is you? They PE teacher? Fuck you gonna do? You're not gonna do nothing. Then here come Trish. She was like, honey, you're right. I've never been in a ladder match. I've never won a ladder match before, but honey, I do know a thing or two about winning. Yeah, girl, we know. Back in 1993, you were winning, honey. We understand. It's okay. Cute. Anyway, she was like, but Becky, we don't talk about you, Lynch. Let's go to you. She was like, what are you gonna do, honey, when you win? Because she said, all of y'all in here are little girls. I'm a woman. And I'm like, Zoe, you gonna let her talk to you like that? So you classify yourself as a little girl? Wow. Wow, that's sad, honey. You ain't got no mouth for your own. You just let a bitch dog you out like that, and she's supposed to be your teammate, your ace coon boom. The fuck? How dare you? Okay. Hi, Tirza. So Trisha in there popping off her cool shit and basically was like, Becky, since you don't identify as a woman, you're not a girl. I can't call you a girl. And you're clearly not a woman. Since you want to, you call yourself the man or whatever you want to call yourself. Listen, so what are you going to do when you have no choice? Like, are you going to do be man enough to acknowledge me and say thank you, Trish. And that girl was like, bitch, punched her dead in the mouth. There was no words. It was just, I'ma sock you in your shit, and she did. She definitely punched that bitch in her mouth. Well deserved punch, because we was tired of hearing you say thank you, Trish. We sick of it, okay? We tired of it. We don't need to hear it no more. You can be thanked in other ways, okay? We don't need to see it on national TV. I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, you wait years later to want to come out here and talk about thank you, Trish. You didn't tell Charlotte that a few years back when you was wrestling her at SummerSlam. You just told her she had to beat the woman, and then Charlotte beat your ass, and then you went back into obscurity. You left. So I'm just trying to understand. I'm just confused rated. I don't understand it. But live your best life. That turned into a full-on brawl. All the girls got taken out. Zelina Vega was slapping people with flip-flops. Got all the girls taken out the ring. Zelina Vega got kicked out the ring by Io Sky, and it was down to Io Sky and Becky. Now, at first, I thought Becky was going to get her ass handed to her with them long-ass tresses she keep walking around with. But eventually, she was able to get Io Sky out the way with Io Sky's own high-flying prowess. She jumped off the top rope and took all the girls out and laid them out. Becky's ass said, fuck it. I'm going after the briefcase. Can you give me the cord for my computer? She went and got that briefcase, child, and stood above her all with the briefcase in her hand and basically symbolizing the fact. Hold on, y'all. I got to get the right render. I got to get the right one, child. There it is. Basically symbolizing the fact that sis is going to win. Okay, she said, I'm going to take over and win this shit. Now, this is the one thing in the women's division that has eluded Becky's grasp outside of the women's tag team titles. Now, y'all know Becky don't play too well in teams, so that's not really her bag. But this is a singles competition thing, and Becky was ready for this, okay? She was on After the Bell as well last week, I believe it was, and she was talking about how she desperately wants to win that Money in the Bank briefcase. It is so iconic, and it's such a game changer of a piece that she wanted to see. She wanted it to win. She wanted that piece to be a part of her collection. She wants it. She wants it so bad she can taste it. So I don't know how this is all going to play out. It's very possible that she could win the Money in the Bank briefcase, but it's very possible for any of these women to win that briefcase. Everybody except for Trish. Everybody except for Trish Stratus. Her ass don't need to be in the match, let alone winning it, but her stupid ass is there. So let her have the shit, okay? Now, let us move on. Because shortly after that, Becky Lynch was walking down the hallway, minding her own motherfucking business, and here come Rhea Ripley popping off that cool shit, talking about, girl, you better not win that motherfucking briefcase. Because if you do, I'm going to be on your ass like white on rice. I'm going to definitely take you out because you're going to wish you never cashed in on me. Becky was like, it's interesting. When I was champion, I was defending my championship in all the major cities night after night. But you just like being somebody's sidekick. And I was like, talk your shit, Beckler. Get her. Get her. Because we all been saying it. We all been saying it. Your ass has been regaled to a paper champion. You ain't shit. You ain't gonna never be shit, and you ain't shit. You just don't have shit going for you. Ain't nobody challenging you. Ain't nobody trying to take your championship from you. That don't make you dominant. That make you a piss poor ass champion. That makes your belt irrelevant. And girl, at this point, you ain't had a proper championship battle for that belt in 4 months. Hell, half the time people forget that you're champion, bitch. And that don't make no sense. Okay? That makes no sense. Now, you had an iconic match at WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair. And don't get me wrong, all of this is not Rhea Ripley's fault. It is her booking. Okay? But goddamn, do you not have enough people to go around? Is something wrong with the roster? Then y'all had Natalya back there about to cry again. I don't want to listen to her big lipped ass back there crying. I don't care about none of that. Your ass is one of the greatest technical wrestlers in the world, male or female. You are better than just about half of that roster. There is no reason why Rhea Ripley keeps whipping your ass every time you come out there. She either attack you before the match or she whoops your ass during the match. You can't even get out the blocks one way or another. So why are you standing back there crying? You need to be whooping her ass. You need to be going back there attacking that hoe the way she be attacking you instead of out there talking about I'm having mental struggles. Bitch, we don't care. Nope. Nope. I'm not giving you no room. Nope. Tough love, hoe. Get it together. Get it together. You supposed to be one of the hearts. Your ass can't be out there fighting like that. That's embarrassing to your legacy, bitch. I be back there cussing Triple H's bald-headed ass out. You got me out here looking like a chump. Now, shit. I ain't no punk bitch. So you better fix this shit. Got me out here crying and shit. The fuck is wrong with you? The hell? I don't remember Becky being. Oh, yeah, Becky has been tag team champion. That was this year, wasn't it? Damn. It was just short stint. So I didn't remember. Thank you, Kayla. Golly. Anyways, sir, we also had this match. The girls was out there fighting. Now Ronda went up against Raquel. Raquel had her partner, Liv Morgan with her, and of course Ronda had Shayna with her at her side. They both was out there with their title. They are currently the unified tag team champions. Now, what does that mean? That means that the girls can travel between all three brands and defend their championships. Now, I know a lot of people are upset because Ronda is a tag team champion with Shayna. That was inevitable. It was going to happen whether it was Raquel and Liv that were going to drop those titles to them. They were at one point. I believe that was going to happen. I want to say it was going to happen at Backlash. I want to say it was going to happen at Backlash. But that was the plan from the beginning, was for them to drop those titles to Ronda and Shayna. Now, I don't know about when they first drafted the NXT Tag Team Champions to the main roster and they defended those titles and kept them. That plan of them titles being unified was in play then. So all of this stuff was a part of the original plan. So I know a lot of people are upset about it. I know a lot of people are just like, damn. But they did start booking the tag team titles better than they had before. And we were getting those titles defended. We were seeing them more. And it just didn't happen. Now we have Ronda and Shayna with the championships, which it was going to happen irregardless of anything that had went down. Liv's injury. I think Ronda had a minor injury at that point too. Plus she was filming the show Stars on Mars, I think, at that time. And she before she came back to wrestle, she was gone for that whole time, and I think that's what she was doing. So it's a lot going on here and a lot to unpack. The simplest explanation, though, with this is that these two had their match. For the most part, Shayna tried to interfere. Liv distracted her. This led to Ronda being able to get the drop on Raquel and take out Raquel with a roll-up pin. Now, during this match, there was some snafus. There was some botches on both Raquel and Ronda's part. There was a little hesitation. There was some slow movement to try to set up moves. There was some obvious pieces that weren't in place like they were supposed to be. That stuff got to be tightened up and cleaned up during matches because people are watching. We can see it. Those of us who are just watching it to watch it, we can see it. You know what I'm saying? It was 2 months ago, but I forgot. I mean, she didn't have the damn things that long, so I forgot. Anyways, so this match was okay. Ultimately, Ronda won the match, and they were able to walk away. But the match was set for them to defend their tag team titles, and they announced it tonight. So Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler will defend the Unified Tag Team Championships at Money in the Bank Saturday in the O2 Arena in London. All right. Now remember, this show starts at 3 Eastern Standard Time, not at 8. So if you don't get up in time, at least I know Saturdays is a day for everybody to sleep in and relax, but if you don't get your ass up and pull up your peacock in time, you will miss the show, or you'll be on the last legs of the servers, which can cause your show to buffer. Okay? Just remember that. Now, moving on, because we covered the summit. Yes, we did. Great. We also covered Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio. They call him Dirty Dom now. And we also covered Seth and the girls. Yes, great. So we got some backstage segments we got to talk about. First of all, Maxine and Alpha Academy, or Alpha Academy period, are reacting to what the Viking Raiders said. I'm gonna be honest, I ain't listened to nothing that hoe said. She talked real soft, and a lot of stuff she be saying I don't really care about. I just wasn't listening to nothing that Valhalla had to say, because I don't care. I feel like the only thing she need to be talking about is which type of soap she used to wash her ass. Okay, is it Dove? Is it Libra 2000? You know, do you use that? Is it a good old Bath and Body Works, good old nasty strawberries and champagne? Is it something like that? Because if it ain't that, then I don't really care. I don't really care, because it look like they don't wash their ass too often. You know, they pulling a Mick Foley on us. But anyways, Alpha Academy basically was just like, we're going to smash them up. We're going to take the ass out. We're going to tear them down next week. So next week is a match between Valhalla, Viking Raiders, and the Alpha Academy with Maxine. All of them supposed to be fighting, I guess, in a mixed tag team match next week. Good for them. Okay. Let me see what this is. Okay, so Cody was getting prepared for his match with Damian Priest, which I didn't even know he had a match with Damian Priest. I didn't realize he had a match until I looked up and it was 10-10, and they had Finn Balor coming out with Carmelo Hayes, and I was just like, so who closing out the show? Like, who is it? Who is the main event? But clearly it was Cody Rhodes. Okay, it was his hometown. They were in Savannah, Georgia tonight, and Savannah, Georgia was his hometown. And he was there with his beautiful dog, Pharaoh. That dog is a beautiful dog. He just celebrated his wife's 40th birthday on a boat. I think it was on a yacht. They was living their best life, honey, on that yacht, just living and having a good old time, child. But anyways, Cody was back there with his dog, just, having a good old time. And Kathy came back there and was talking to him. And basically he was just like, you know what, tonight I'm gonna have to probably deal with Judgment Day and all that bullshit. But he said that Money in the Bank, it's just gonna be me and Dom in the ring, and he gonna have to answer for everything he has done. Now, fair is fair and right is right. This is true. But it's just not going to be you and Dom at Money in the Bank. Rhea Ripley's ass has no match at Money in the Bank. And that walking succubus is going to have her ass down there too. So it's never just going to be you and Dom in the ring. And if you think that, you a goddamn fool. Now, come on, Cody. Come on, buddy. Okay? Come on, buddy. Not you shading me. I shade you. I didn't shade you. I believe it's Head and Shoulders. Okay. All right. Sir. Hold on, child. I think I might need to keep that. They had a nice little mural backstage too in Savannah, Georgia, that they had an artist paint for it. I don't know what the artist name was. I saw it on Twitter, but this mural was dope. It's got all the big stars of Monday Night Raw back there. I don't know exactly what that say over there, but let me see if I can see it. Monday Night Raw and said, oh, it's SAV for Savannah in the arena. So, anyways, they got this cute mural. It's got Kevin and Sammy, and then these two in the middle. And then you got Cody and Becky and Seth, all of them right there. Oh, I thought that was just so fire. So, okay, I had to put it up there. if you sleep in, you go missing. So what? I wasn't talking about you, fool. That's your own insecurity. You pull it up. I ain't even talking about you. You see how you did? You made it all about you. You always do. Just Virgoing up the room. You just Virgoing it up. I smell a Virgo in here. You smell it? I smell it. It's real thick. Shit. Oh God. He said I don't get off of work until 4:30. Okay, so you gonna be about an hour and 30 minutes into the show you might miss, but you'll still get a good chunk. You'll get a good chunk. He said thick as fuck, period. Okay. All right, so this was one of the best matches of the night. It was one of the best matches of the night. I really liked this match. It really gave Carmelo time to really showcase himself on a big show like Monday Night Raw. He did really, really good up against Finn. While Finn ended up winning the match, I wish that this match would have ended in a disqualification. More specifically, because they might have had Judgment Day come out there and Seth came back out there and attacked Finn. I really wish that Carmelo didn't have to suffer a pin on the main roster like that, but I just wish it would have had a little bit more bite to it. Like maybe Corbin came out there and attacked Carmelo, and then Finn came out there and attacked Seth came out there and attacked Finn, and there was a bunch of, you know, fighting between the two of them. You know what I'm saying? So like I really I really wish it was more like that instead of a clean pin on Carmelo. But they did what they did. I mean, I guess it was to show Finn's dominance, but I felt like they could have did that in the match, and for the most part, they did do that. But to touch on Ronda real quick, I think it was inevitable that her and Shayna were going to get those tag titles, either whether Liv was injured or not. And you can see how happy Ron is being with her friend. Of course, that wasn't what I was. Well, yes, that's what I was saying essentially, but like my, I people weren't prepared for it, and I don't understand why. It was happening because of how they were moving. You can tell from the time that Ronda kind of persuaded Shayna to come over to the dark side, as people put it. It was gonna happen. Like they were leading up to getting those titles. They had been attacking people in teams multiple times. Nobody's been able to get traction on them. So it was inevitable that they were going to end up getting those tag team titles. I don't think they're going to keep them too long. I think they're going to defend them once on every show, and then probably at Royal Rumble is when they will drop those titles, because we're inching closer. If it's early, I would say Payback or Crown Jewel is when they would drop those titles. But I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. I want to say that they're going to keep them for a good piece. It's not going to be like a one and done situation. And I think the next time that they drop them, they may drop them in NXT for a little bit, so that the tag team division can move in NXT and you can have a little bit more movement there with those girls, because you gotta if you're gonna turn NXT into a third brand again, you gotta make it worthwhile, and people gotta want to watch it. And those girls in NXT are very, very good. They have their hard workers. They got a real good thing going, and in my opinion, I think the tag team division in NXT is a bit more interesting to watch. You've got Elektra and old girl, I can't never think of her name. That Cuban MMA fighter that's there. They're a tag team now. She can't dress for worth a damn, but I'm imagining that she can wrestle pretty decent. I think her name is Lola. Lola and Elektra, which is hella funny because I called Elektra Lopez Lola for years. That shit is ironic as hell. Anyways, you got Lash and Jakara, who need just a little bit more time um getting themselves together and getting themselves acclimated to each other as a team and their ring work. You got Valentina Faraz and Yulisa. Both of them are really good as a tag team, extremely well in the ring. Who else is down there as a tag team? It's somebody else. I can't think. But they got a good budding tag team division down there. It's 4 teams: Lola and Elektra, Jakara and Jakara and Legend, Yulisa and Valentina, and then you have, who is the fourth? God, I can't think. It was 4 teams. It was. I would have said it was Soul and Danny, but Soul and Danny ain't down there. It could be Tatum and Blair Davenport, but I don't think they're gonna make them a team. Oh fuck! You got options. Is all I'm trying to say. It's options. Anyways, um, she's a heel but breaks sometimes because she's genuinely happy to be with Shayna. That wasn't to dispute we were saying. I'm just giving my 2 cents. My sister came to my room and she saw Camilla Hayes for the first time and said that he was fine and he was a fine milk chocolate with a mix of caramel. Okay. Like I have to add her to the list. Oh wow. All right. I thought there were 4 teams. I swear there were. P.S. I wanted you to see that comment because it was funny to me. Okay. Wait, are there 4 teams? I thought there were 4 teams down there. I could be wrong, but I thought there were 4 teams. Oh goodness. I swear there were. Why do I want to say that? Let me see something right quick. Hold on. Hold tight, people. Party people. Hold on. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. I forgot to mention Von Wagner's little story last week. I'm sorry, y'all. But anyways, let me finish getting through this. They had a really good match. Somebody else who had a really good match today was Kevin Owens and Gunther. I mean not Kevin Owens, but Sami Zayn and Gunther. I really liked that match between Sami Zayn and Gunther. I thought it was so much fun to watch. They were really going at it, and that match was longer than any of the other matches on the card. It was so much back and forth and so much interference from Giovanni and then Matt Riddle, and then you had Kevin and you had Ludwig. Like it was so much going on. And in the backstage moments, of course, Ludwig and Gunther attacked Matt Riddle after Matt made the declaration that he was going after Gunther. And so, because of that attack, there was a match made. This Saturday at Money in the Bank, you're going to have Matt Riddle going up against Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, I presume. I presume it's for the championship. I don't know. I want to say it's for the championship. Oh, one more thing. I have suffered another loss in the family in a car accident this weekend, and it was on the news. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, there's Danny Parmer and Kalani Jordan who have been teaming up on Level Up. Yeah, but I don't think they came out there that day where Yulisa, Valentina, Jakara, Legend, and then Lola and Elektra was out there. I must have thought it was 4 and it was only 3 teams. I must have thought it was 4. Sorry if I brought down the good vibes. Sorry for your loss. All right, so we got a few more things to talk about because there was a match between Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura. Again, a bomb ass match between these 2 dudes, and of course, thick ass Tittles came out there and decided that he wanted to start some shit. Oh Jesus! But he ended up getting kicked in the face twice. and thrown out of the arena because he was interfering in the match. The ref threw his big ass out, him and his tight ass polo shirt, and them goddamn boots made for walking boots he had on, walked his ass up out of the arena with his arms all up and shit because he can't put his arms down on the side. It's too much going on. And the match resumed between Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now these two put on a banger. Ricochet was jumping off of Shinsuke's chest. Ricochet did his damn move off the top rope, was tearing shit up, got his ribs toe up a little bit, was out there working. Do you hear me? Shinsuke was out there trying to hit him with that King Shasha and he couldn't. It was so much going on in that match, but ultimately Ricochet was able to pick up the win and beat Shinsuke Nakamura. But Nakamura was on the floor and he was like, just because your ass beat me today don't mean Saturday you gonna win, goddamn it. He said Saturday's a whole other ball game. Saturday, we got ladders. Saturday, we can do whatever the hell we want to do within the parameters of the Money in the Bank. And goddamn it, if I can't win, I'm gonna make sure your bald-headed ass don't win. I know what he said. Don't be looking at me crazy because that's what he said. Period. Okay? So those were the matches. There were a few backstage segments, but that was pretty much Monday Night Raw. Cody Rhodes went up against Damian Priest. Damian Priest and Cody was going back and forth. Ultimately, Succubus and her coochie baby decided to bring their asses down there to cause a bit of a distraction. It was enough distraction for Cody to get beat down in the match. However, Dominic Mysterio got on the apron and ended up getting knocked off by his comrade Damian Priest. And that is how Cody was able to get the drop on Damian and hit him with the Cody cutter, and then it was 1, 2, 3. Now, as Cody was beginning to celebrate, Dominic did what he always do and took the coward's way out and tapped Cody on the back because he barely hit him, and then ran his big ass out the ring. Now, earlier in the night, Dominic went up against Akira Tozawa. And for the most part, Akira had Dominic's ass. Akira Tozawa don't get no respect. But let me tell you something. That man can actually wrestle. He got skills. And when I tell you he was taking Dominic's ass to school, Dominic's ass was going to school. I wish they would have let him take him to the night water so bad. I was like, y'all could have just let him lose. Like, it's not going to hurt Dominic to lose. He's a loser anyway. Just let that motherfucker lose. Goddamn. We hate y'all for this. We hate you for this. Triple H, your bald-headed ass gonna do something about this because we tired. We is tired of you and your bullshit. You feel me? Anyways, that was Monday Night Raw. And that's all I got. And I ain't got no more, child. We've given you all we've got. And I gave you something they can feel, baby, okay? Now, of course, on the WWE Network, well, on WWE.com and on WWE YouTube, you can go over there and watch WWE Playback. And basically, it's the 25th anniversary of Hell in a Cell, and it is the most iconic Hell in a Cell match ever. It is The Undertaker versus Mankind, and everybody has seen this match in one way, shape, or another, but you now can watch it with the two legends on WWE.com or on WWE YouTube. This Friday, we got two title defenses happening. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will defend their undisputed tag team champions against the slimy, Pretty Deadly. And of course, probably going to be the main event is Asuka is going to be defending her WWE Women's Championship against the Queen Charlotte Flair. And of course, as they always do, when he takes a bit of a hiatus, whether it be 1 day or 4 weeks, Roman Reigns is coming back to Monday Night Raw, and they're going to be in London at the O2 Arena, where he's probably going to address his cousins and give us a little taste as to what we're going to see that Saturday when they have the Bloodline Civil War. Okay? So that's the basics of Friday Night SmackDown. Take him to the good old night waters. Not Dominic being a loser, even though it's true. He's a loser. He's a loser. Okay? He is a who sir. Now we all know that Bianca Belair is gonna be waiting in tow for whoever wins that women's championship. Now I'm expecting it to be Charlotte Flair that's gonna win this title. If she doesn't and Asuka skates away by the skin of her teeth, and I expect it to be a triple threat at SummerSlam, and we'll see who gets away with the championship. We shall see. Okay. Now, run down Money in the Bank, and then I'm gonna be out of here. Money in the Bank is Saturday, July 1st at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. First match that we're gonna have to worry about more than likely will probably be between the tag team championships and the Intercontinental Championship, which I think they may open up with the women's Money in the Bank. So let's do that. Women's Money in the Bank is up first. Io Sky, Trish Stratus, bum ass, Zoe Stark, Bailey, Zelina Vega, and Becky Lynch are 6 women competing for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Who do I want to win? I don't care who wins as long as Trish Stratus does it. At this point, I'm just at the point where I don't want to see that witch get that damn briefcase. I don't want to see it. I don't want to have to listen to her brag and moan about how she hasn't wrestled in years and she came back and did something that nobody's been in. I don't want to hear that shit. And if Lita's ass don't come back and do something about this whole, I'm gonna slap her ass too. Her ass been at home long enough. Get your ass up and come to work. Okay, we tired of it. Y'all supposed to have a tag team match at SummerSlam. That will suffice it for me. Do something. Okay. Now, Trish is out. So who are my picks? My 3 picks: Io Sky, Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm sticking. Io is the one that I want to win. I don't want Zoe nowhere near the Money in the Bank briefcase. I think it's too early for her. Bailey doesn't fucking need the briefcase, in my opinion. She's already won it once before. She doesn't need to win it again. Not right now, specifically, because we'll never hear the end of it either. But I wouldn't mind Io Sky having it. I would not mind Zelina Vega having it. Who won the briefcase last year? It was Liv, right? So Liv was a face character back then. So Liv winning it, they might switch off to have an anti-hero character like Becky have it, or to give it to Io, or they might give it to a heel like Trish Stratus. I really hope they don't fucking give it to Trish Stratus. Like, please spare us. What? I think Zoe gonna help Trish win Money in the Bank. Good for you. I don't want to see that. So that is what it is. For the men's Money in the Bank, you've got 7 competitors in this match, which I don't think is fair at all. I feel like if you could put 7 in the men, you could put 7 in the women. But Damian Priest, Butch, Santos Escobar, LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet, and bum ass Logan Paul are all going to compete in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, the winners I would select to win Money in the Bank would be LA Knight, Santos Escobar, and Ricochet. Those are my guys. Actually, I'm going to take Ricochet out and say Damian Priest. The 3 people I think should win: Damian Priest, Santos Escobar, LA Knight being my number 1. You can interchange Damian Priest and Santos for that number 2 slot, whichever works for you. But those are my picks in that particular match. Now, moving on to the women's tag team match, I think Ronda and Shayna are going to retain those titles. I think that Cody's probably going to beat Dominic Mysterio. If he doesn't, wouldn't be surprised at that either, because Dominic Mysterio's been on quite the roll and he's won just about every single match that he's been in for at least since Mania. He's been on a roll. He hasn't lost a match yet. I don't think Matt Riddle's gonna beat Gunther in London. If he does, I'll be fucking shocked. I'm serious. I just don't think he's gonna beat him. I also don't think that Finn Balor's gonna beat Seth Rollins in London either. If he does beat him, it probably will be in SummerSlam, not at Money in the Bank. And then finally, we got the Bloodline Civil War. You got Roman and Solo versus the Usos. quite frankly, I think the Usos are going to beat Roman and Solo. As I've said before, Roman does not have a good track record as a tag team. He usually doesn't win those matches, or he will walk away from said matches that he's in as a tag team. But Roman doesn't have a good track record in these style matches. Tag teaming isn't his niche style of wrestling. So the pendulum swings more in the Usos' favor than it does in Roman and Solo's favor. Now, this could be a swerve that Triple H creates where one of the twins turns on the other and they have a battle that leads to them fighting it out to possibly go up against Roman at SummerSlam. Who knows? But one thing's about it and two things for sure. I don't think that this storyline between Roman and his cousins is over. That storyline is continuing, and it's going to continue into SummerSlam. With all that being said, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Money in the Bank. We are closing into Money in the Bank finally. This year is going by really, really fast. So we will have to wait and see how it all is going to play out and what we're going to be heading into going into SummerSlam. Now, the pay-per-views have been set. Okay. Hold on. I think I'm missing one. I think I am missing a pay-per-view here. Because I thought I uploaded it. I don't think I did. Hold on, y'all. What was it? It was Fastlane, right? Damn, that TV show Fastlane was kind of fire though. I used to love that show. Also, they are gonna have a show in October, and it's gonna be Fastlane. Very good, very good. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so the next set of pay-per-views leading up past SummerSlam is gonna be as follows. All right. So first let me get y'all comments in and then I'm gonna be out of here. I hope and pray whoever wins Money in the Bank, women's Money in the Bank, keep it for more than 48 hours because I know that it's a good opening to cash in that night, but it kind of ruins the fun of being Miss Money in the Bank for me. Ain't it? All right. So NXT Great American Bash is in Cedar Park, Texas. It's going to be 29 days from Money in the Bank. This is going to be at a standard time. It's going to be on a Sunday, and it's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which works out for everybody who likes to watch wrestling on those particular days. Following that week after, on that next Saturday, it's going to be SummerSlam. It's going to be August 5th at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. And then on September 2nd, a few days shy of a month away from SummerSlam, you're going to have Payback. It's going to be on a Saturday on September 2nd in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And then finally, you're going to have Fastlane on a Saturday as well on October 7th in Indianapolis. So we're not going to have a month reprieve between Payback and Crown Jewel in November. And of course, what is it called? War Games. You're going to have a pay-per-view every single month leading up until December, which I don't think they're going to have a pay-per-view for in December this year like they did last year. I hope not. That was a nice little break for the superstars to not have to worry about a PLE. But these are your next 4 PLEs leading into Crown Jewel and War Games. Those are the next 4 leading up to those last 2. So technically, we have 6 pay-per-views to finish out the rest of the year, which is 6 months of shows PLEs. Okay, so that's not bad. Fastlane being the last one in October on the 7th, and then you'll probably have another one from NXT with what they call it? What do they call the Halloween one for NXT? Yeah. Thank you. Halloween Havoc will probably be in NXT this year as well. So we got a lot going on, babes. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. I don't think they can cash in on the same night if there aren't any main event title matches for the women. Very good point. There aren't. Rhea Ripley is not defending her title at Money in the Bank. Neither is any of the women. Neither is Asuka. She's defending before, so you can't have a cash in if there's no one to cash in on. As far as the men are concerned, the men could very well cash in on Seth if Seth is one of the last matches to go. But I don't think that's going to happen either. I think they want to have the Money in the Bank around for a little bit of time this year. Since last year, I don't know, they may. Because technically, I don't know. They might. It all depends on what Triple H have going on in his little noggin of his, and of course what they have going on with those the girls. I mean the writers back there, what they decide to do. It really depends. So I didn't know. But Pierre is right. There's no championship matches for them to cash in on. So that's something you don't have to worry about. Yes, takes us. I can't. All right. So y'all have a good night. That's all we got. We ain't got no more. Tomorrow we're going to finish out NXT Gold Rush because it's happening. And of course, it's pretty good. Last week's Gold Rush was pretty good. They had really good numbers for Gold Rush, but that was because Shawn Michaels had hit one of his favorites. You know, Shawn Michaels loved him some Seth freaking Rollins, as did Uncle Trip. And that was because Seth was on the show and gave the show a good boost in ratings. Of course, Brian Breaker got beat, but that's neither here nor there. The point of the matter is Seth was there, as was Finn Balor. That last closing segment of the show had the highest ratings that NXT has had in a couple of years. So while NXT ratings have been steady and they have been doing pretty decent rating-wise for them to be a developmental show, for them to be a show smaller caliber in the first place, I think that they can do well as a third brand of WWE, and they can turn Level Up into their developmental, which is what it should be. You know what I mean? So we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. But NXT Gold Rush is going to continue tomorrow, and you're going to have a couple matches on that docket. All right. Now, I can't show you all the matches, but I can at least tell you what those matches are. So hold tight, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So you're going to have Carmelo Hayes defending his title against Baron Corbin in NXT Gold Rush. You're also going to have Thea Hale challenging Tiffany Stratton for her NXT Women's Championship. Malik and Idris won the right to challenge Gallus for the NXT Tag Team titles last week when they did their triple threat match against Briggs and Jensen and Tank and Hank. And then finally, we have Nathan Frazier defending his NXT Heritage Cup for the first time against his friend, Dragon Lee. So we're probably going to have some more stuff in between there. Like, of course, you're going to have to have a conversation about Mustafa Ali and his special guest referee tactics during Wesley and, of course, Tyler Bates' match. But that might all end up playing out later on in NXT's Great American Bash. So it's a lot going on NXT, and it's a pretty fun time. If you haven't been watching it, I think you definitely should. With that being said, I'm going to go. You guys have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Thank y'all so much for being here, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for being a part of my show. Please be sure to check out my wrestling podcast, Down for the Count, with my girls, and of course, the personal podcast with the entertainment, pop culture, and news called the KTT podcast. Like I said before, we have pop culture that we just love to talk about. Okay, pop culture includes any and all celebrity news. I have the Red Rum True Crime series where I talk about all of the stories in the news that have to do with murder and anything very, very high profile in terms of murder. And of course, we have Am I the Asshole Fridays and Twitter stories. That includes my personal recap of the SBC chat and of course some Reddit Am I the Asshole stories that need my advice, honey, because I just love to talk. So if you love me, please do me a favor, run on over there and follow both of my podcasts, because the wrestling podcast is where it's at when it comes to the wrestling. The girls always got it handled on that front. But y'all, my other podcast is my personal baby, and I really want it to pop off. So go over there and follow both of them. They're both available on Spotify. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in our next one. Bye. Bye.